your doors. Activate the dog. Stand up the man. Stretch the wire, because they've taken to the streets. They're the graduates of Police Academy, turned loose on their first assignment.
You gotta build a trust between you and the people, and they'll respect you.
They're armed.
Now look, I'm serious.
And they're dangerous. Mahoney.
You have the right to sing the blues. You have the right to cable TV. It's a nice piece.
Tackleberry.
I was referring to your sidearm.
Hightower.
Yo, sir.
Jones. Hooks.
Oh, dirtbag.
Captain Lassard. Commandant Lassard. And the lovable Lieutenant Mauser.
That's Captain Mauser.
Last year, they were in training.
Time to deploy for school.
I'll go when I'm ready.
You're ready now, mister.
This year, they're in charge. Police Academy 2, their first assignment.
Hello and welcome to the 52nd episode of the M-Wire Movie Week in Review. Today we'll be continuing the DVD spotlight on the Police Academy films. I am TF Joe and Mike, and as usual, I'm joined by Steve Megatron. Hello.
Yo.
How are you, sir?
Tired.
Yeah, I'm not so much as tired, but tell you one thing, I gotta stop craving KFC, because every time I eat it, oh boy. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject, because, I don't want to get too graphic with that, but,
oh, yes.
Yes. And, welcome to, I guess this could technically be called Police Academy Week, or week and a half, or...
however long it takes
I don't know.
Done.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's pretty, as I said in the last episode, it's pretty much record, release.
Yeah, it's the Police Academy Blitz.
Yes. So what else is going on with you?
Not much. Just trying to keep busy with as far as podcasting, trying to line up some more interviews. Other than that, not too much going on. Waiting for some special figures that were shown at SDCC.
Yes.
That I'm going to have to figure out a way of obtaining at this point in time.
Yeah, you're going to have a really hard time with that. unless Big Bad Toy Store gets them. That's probably your best bet, is to get it through them.
Or if Target gets them.
No. I don't know if that 3-pack of Batman, Joker, and Grey Ghost is a store exclusive, because usually with Mattel, it's MattyCollector.com or bust. However, Big Bad Toy Store usually gets a lot of the stuff in. Like when they announced the Justice League version of Lobo, and that got released, I'm thinking, there ain't no way in hell I'm even going through Matty Collector. And then it showed up at Big Bad Toy Store for $34.99. So after tax, I paid like $43.28. Well, actually, it's after shipping, because I don't know how they get around this, but I don't think Big Bad Toy Store charges tax.
I don't think many of the online does, because it's the internet, and the internet doesn't have to.
Amazon does.
It depends on where you buy from. Because
buy from them. Anyway, but yeah, your best bet, even if they are a website exclusive like MattyCollector.com, your best bet is to keep checking BigBadToyStore.com because they'll show up there. I mean, pretty much all of the Masters of the Universe classics have been showing up on BBTS, and I would love to start getting those, but right now I've got Transformers I have to concentrate on, like War for Cybertron, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Soundwave, Japanese animated Rodimus, which, and I know this is kind of not at all movie related, but unfortunately it actually is. The Takara Tomy version of Rodimus will be pretty much just like the photoshopped images that we first saw of Transformers animated Rodimus, which he was like a dark maroonish color, and they're basically calling it his Season 3 shading.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so, yeah, I've got that on pre-order. I've got the Soundwave on pre-order. So, and I've got that. Apparently, that 3-pack is real. There's a 3-pack out there, and it's on Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's Challenge of Cybertron. It's Universe 2.0 Galvatron, Cyclonus, and the Classics Hot Rod or Rodimus mold. But it's like the US version of it, and it's in real G1 Hot Rod colors. So that's really cool. But yeah, honestly, dude, your best bet is to just keep your eyes glued to BBTS to see if they show up there. Because your only other resource is probably going to be eBay, and we all know how eBay hates you, Steve.
Well, eBay hates me when it comes to media. Like, electronic media is where I get screwed on eBay. Toys, I don't seem to have a problem.
Well, still, say what you want about Big Bad Toy Store's prices as far as them being a third party, but they have to, and I don't mean to say this to be mean, but they have to pad their pockets somehow as a third party supplier. And honestly, I mean, $34.99 for a Matty Collector or a Mattel figure. And the nice thing about Big Bad Toy Store is that I didn't know this, because when I got, and I know we're way off topic of movies here, but when I got Lobo, I didn't think he was going to come in the white mailer box like all the other Matty Collector stuff, or Mattel stuff, the DC Universe stuff. He did, through Big Bad Toy Store, so I thought that was really, really cool. But yeah, just keep watching Big Bad Toy Store, dude, first, before you go to the last resort of eBay.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that, but it's really going to depend on price for me.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, all right. Well, getting back to film stuff. Let's see. Police Academy 2, their first assignment is a 1985 comedy film directed by Jerry Paris. Wow. Wonder if he's related to the Hiltons. I seriously doubt it. But it is the first of 6 sequels in the Police Academy series. The film was given a PG-13 rating by the MPAA. Many actors returned from the first film to respectively reprise their roles. Steve Guttenberg reprises his role as Mahoney and the class clown, former American football player. Bubba Smith returns as the high-towering Hightower. Marion Ramsey is featured again as Laverne Hooks. David Graff returns to as gun-crazy Officer Eugene Tackleberry. Michael Winslow returns as sound effects wizard Officer Larvell Jones. And veteran actor George Gaines returns as Commandant Eric Lassard. When did you first see this?
I probably saw it pretty much after the first one, because I think whatever day that I had first seen the first one, they must have had a marathon, because my dad and I just kind of sat there and watched them, because, I mean, let's face it, they're pretty damn funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently, they brought in some new faces. In Police Academy 2, this includes WKRP and Cincinnati alumnus Howard Hessman as Captain Pete Lassard, the brother of Police Academy Commandant Eric Lassard. Bobcat Goldthwait as Zed, the leader of the obnoxious gang. Art Mentrano as Lieutenant Mauser. Oh boy, here we go. Peter Van Norden as a Slavish canine Sergeant Vinny, as well as Julie Brown, if only in a very minor role. In the film, the Police Academy cadets have graduated and are assigned to the worst precinct in town, where they have to help Captain Pete Lassard fight Zed's gang. Oh boy. I honestly don't remember ever seeing this one.
Yeah, I remember this one, but this was not one of my favorites out of the first four, anyway.
I mean, Steve Guttenberg aside, and in the original cast aside, I honestly don't remember this at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I remember this one, but it's not one that I care to remember a lot about. Because, I mean, mostly it's just about Zed's gang, and they've got a Harris replacement in the form of Mauser. And I mean, granted, I knew what the role of Mauser was to be, but I never really cared for him. I always preferred Harris just because of his more kiss-ass status, and a lot of his key phrases like "move it, move it, move it."
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I liked Harris a lot better than Mauser, but Mauser was halfway decent as a character.
Well, let's face it, Harris will always be the classic, police lieutenant commander, at least over these cadets. I mean, he'll always be the classic one that we always think of, and I don't know why they didn't bring back G.W. Bailey. Maybe it was contract issues. Maybe he just couldn't do it at the time, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe after the first one, he didn't really care at that time to do another one, and then later on down the line, he decided, oh sure, I'll come back, and maybe something changed his mind. I don't know. But
it had to do with the fact that in the third one, the guy that played Mauser got injured on the set, so he couldn't come back for a fourth one. So they brought back Harris.
I know, but
but there's no reason they couldn't have brought him back for the second and third.
Yeah.
It's like they were going to replace him, and then because of the injury, they brought back Harris's character.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if, outside of that injury, I'm wondering if there was something else. What changed from the rap, the shooting rap on the first film, to even planning this second film? What changed between Harris and the producers? Why, they bring back almost everybody except him and the other dude, the fat kid. Leslie Barbara, which I think is a really, really horrible name.
Yeah.
I mean, what changed between Bailey and the production crew or director or whoever, company or whatever, between the first and second one? We can only speculate, but I don't know. Do you want to summarize the plot for us?
Basically, this movie has to do with Zed and his gang, which are constantly being a thorn in the side of Lassard, the Pete Lassard.
Yeah.
And basically, they're giving him 30 days, or else Lassard gets to kick the can down the road without a job. Mauser, like Harris, is trying to figure out some way of taking command and making himself, captain, higher rank, and so long as he can kick Lassard out. But In the process, Lassard calls his brother, Eric, who runs the police academy, and sends our favorite group from the first film on down to help him. And as you can imagine, with this group of 6, hilarity ensues, and they are constantly pissing off Mauser, who wants to suspend them. But
remind me, and I know it's only been a day or so since we did the first film, but isn't Douglas Falkler the guy that constantly has the accident prone for everybody else?
Yeah, I believe that's him.
Okay. Yeah, I keep looking at that name, and I remember seeing him because he hit his wife with the car door in the first film.
I thought his character was more useful than some of the other ones they had in the first film. However, I could have done without him.
Yeah.
Because to me, the group is mostly, Eric Lassard, Kerry Mahoney, Larvell Jones, Eugene Tackleberry, Moses Hightower, Laverne Hooks, and of course Captain Harris.
Yeah.
But this character I could care less about. But in any case, yes, the gang of Zeds is just wreaking havoc, and they just between Mauser and Lassard's group, they're trying to cause pretty much all hell breaking loose, and not one of my favorite movies. Like I said, it's just.
I like the line in the plot here where they're talking about the partner assignments, and Tackleberry gets the female, gets Kathleen Kirkland.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Played by Colleen Camp. At first, Tackleberry doesn't like Kirkland very much because of the fact she's a woman, but they later hit it off when they compare their preference of gun choices.
Oh yeah, that was quite funny. And then Tackleberry's just he's a weird gun fanatic. Like, if he were any place else other than the police academy, they probably would have locked his ass up.
He reminds me of Judge Reinhold's character in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Especially in Beverly Hills Cop 2. I don't know if you remember this, but they're in the apartment, and Axel goes to use the phone in Billy's bedroom, closes the door. And on the back of the door, there's like this whole wall of guns. You're like, Jesus, Billy, we really gotta talk. But Tackleberry really reminds me of that, because he is gun happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But, yeah, this film, like I said, is not one of my favorites. It is funny to see Mahoney go undercover and dress as one of Zed's punks. But,
yeah,
he, of course, gets caught. Lassard does end up helping out, fortunately, and Mahoney ends up, of course, saving the day as Hooks arrests him, and it's revealed that Lassard, who's carrying a gun, doesn't have it loaded, and he just uses it as a scare tactic. And one of his quotes about the gun was, "Never carried live ammo since '73." Which you would think, okay, what a crazy-ass cop running around town dealing with these crazy people, and he has no ammo? What if he had to use it?
Well, and again, Eric Lassard, I mean, if this is the the Commandant Lassard's gun. He's an old commandant. I mean, he's worked his way up through the academy. He's worked his way up through the police force, and he's at the head position of the academy. So really, however long that took him in his career, to get to where he is, why would he carry around a loaded gun, really? Because, I mean, Lassard, the police academy commandant, he's pretty much a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. I mean, he's not on active duty.
No, and most of the time you wonder where the hell his brain is.
Oh, that too. Maybe there was another hooker under another podium.
That's where the smile came from.
I guess getting into the cast here a little bit, how much did Winslow have? How much did Larvell Jones have in this one? Because, again, I haven't seen
it. He had, there was a scene with him doing, like a kung fu master, where he does one of those classic Japanese, moves his mouth, and then the audio comes like 5-10 seconds
2 minutes later
while he's mouthing something completely different, which was in itself quite funny. I didn't know this before reading his IMDb, but I guess he does have martial arts skills, which is funny to see him do this stuff in the movies. It's like watching like a Bruce Lee film almost.
Yeah.
With him doing this, and you get to see him do that a couple times. He does his machine gun thing. He while they're infiltrating Zed's base underground or whatever, he does like helicopter sounds over the thing, and then he says, this is the police, come out with your hands up, blah 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 blah, and then he starts doing more gunfire, and then the police sirens, and then making it sound like another helicopter's coming by, and it's funny watching him do all this while everybody else is actually in the fight. Which I'll probably take some clips from Larvell Jones and put them at the end.
Yeah.
Just because to me, he's got one of the most hilarious parts in this whole film franchise, which would also explain why he's in all 7 films in the Police Academy TV series, which lasts 27 episodes, and the animated show. He was in all of them, which none of the other characters were.
Yeah. I really like this guy. I really like Michael Winslow. He's, you can say, and this is true, but, I mean, you can say that Welker, Frank Welker is the man of, 1,000 animal sound effects. Well, this guy is the man of, like, 1,000 digital sound effects or
This man is the voice of 10,000 sound effects.
Yeah.
This guy, I watched a YouTube clip. He reenacted a scene from Star Wars. Literally, with the TIE fighters. They're in the Millennium Falcon. It's got, Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, and Luke, and they're all shooting at these TIE fighters. And he's doing everybody's voices pretty close to what they would be. And all the gunfire and all the, rocking of the ship, and then the TIE fighter sounds and the laser sounds, explosions, all of it's coming simultaneously. Makes you wonder, how the hell does he get these awesome sounds out of his mouth? And it sounds pretty damn close. And he does a whole, pretty much 5-minute clip of it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to link me to that, and we'll probably have to put that link in the description for this episode, because I need to see that. Holy crap!
Because it's hilarious. I watched it last night, which is partially why I stayed up so late. I was watching Michael Winslow on YouTube, and he has so much awesome stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
He does reenactments of famous musicians. He does. He's got this thing of, I want to say it's Led Zeppelin, and he comes up with a reason why some of the songs sound like what they are, and like where they do some of the weird screams. He acted like the guy slammed his finger in something, and he's just shaking his hand around and screaming about it, but it sounds like it goes with the song. So I mean, it's there's just all kinds of funny crap this guy does. And if you go to his website, he's got like a song that plays, and it sings about, you know, all of his roles and all the things he's done, and it's amazing how much that he does do. This guy would definitely be one of the ones that I would want to have as an interview on GCR at some point.
Oh yeah, we gotta find a way to get contact info for Mr. Winslow, because holy crap. I mean, it wouldn't even be us asking. I mean, we would ask questions. That's the point of an interview, but it would mostly probably just be us saying, just go nuts, dude. Just give us, like, samples of every sound effect you've ever made.
Yeah, and then I had to, because of the first episode, I had to refresh myself on that reference you made to Spaceballs. So I looked that up as well, and then I remembered it, you know, after I watched it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the, you know.
Yeah. He was Radar in Spaceballs. Because I remember he says, because he's talking to, and we're kind of getting off topic of Police Academy too, but he's talking to Darth Helmet, saying, you know, the beeps, and then he makes the beeping noise, the meeps, he makes some other noise, and the creeps, and he makes like this sort of noise, or some, I can't do what he does, but I mean, he makes some sort of other weird noise. So I mean, like when I watched the first film, I was like, hey, wait a minute, it's Radar. Outside of the returning cast, I really don't care about the new cast whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's a recurring thing that happens throughout the film franchise, is that you're constantly getting new people in it, which I can see to some extent, because they're trying to pump fresh blood and see who takes and who doesn't. But for the most part, this crew are these set people, and without them, these movies I don't think would have been nearly as good as they have been.
Oh yeah. Just getting into a little bit of reception here. The film was the 11th highest grossing film in the U.S. in 1985, with a total of $55,600,000 over 1,613 theaters. There was a high competition in 1985 in the U.S. theaters from films such as Back to the Future, Rocky IV, Rambo: First Blood Part 2, and The Goonies, which The Goonies is getting a 25th anniversary re-release.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of that, go pick that up.
Yes. I could have swore they made a sequel to that film, but I don't think they did. But anyway, in U.S. rentals alone, it grossed $27,200,000 after its release on VHS. Overall, I guess it'd be okay to have it in your collection, especially if you're going to get that DVD set I mentioned in episode 51 in the last episode, that 7-disc ultimate collection or whatever it is, where you have all 7 films in it. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem, outside of the original cast, it doesn't seem like a movie that I would actually watch just to watch it.
Yeah, this one I pretty much just gloss over. Like, it's one of those ones that I'll watch every now and again, but it's not, like, unless I see it already on TV, I pretty much don't ever pull out this DVD.
Yeah.
This particular one, I mean, although Zed was kind of funny, I never really got that attached to him or his, you know, the actor or his character.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's in the later films because, well, you'll find out that in the next episode. And this is the debut of Sergeant Proctor, which will be, again, another recurring role throughout the rest of the film franchise, because let's face it, he's the one that has his head up. Whoever's ass is going to make him more important than he actually is, and he's a complete fucking moron.
That's one thing we forgot to talk about in the first film, was the horse's ass joke.
Yes, I do not remember the reference at the moment, but I'm sure
it's where they first go out to the riots, and Bailey and Mahoney get caught in traffic, and Bailey gets on this dirt bike. Remember? And he ends up hitting a car and goes flying and ends up in a trailer in a horse's ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then later on, he's like Mahoney, you didn't tell anybody about that, did you? No, sir, not at all. And you can hear Winslow in the background just making all kinds of horse noises, and all this and all that stuff. I completely glossed over that until you mentioned that Proctor is pretty much the horse's ass of.
Well, he is. I mean, he's got his head up Mauser's ass, and then it'll be Harrison's ass.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mauser goes on a drinking binge and drops out of the academy. But anyways.
Yeah, I guess it's. Would you? I mean, I know they're two different genres, but would you equate this to the shittiness of, say, Revenge of the Fallen?
Hell no. Hell no. I would watch this before Revenge of the Fallen just because. Just because Revenge of the Fallen, I mean, it was not that bad entirely.
I know, but I'm just.
The humor that is in this, even if it is, bathroom humor, it is more intelligent than the shit we got in Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen was blasphemy to the third degree. This, you could have like a horse's ass comment and it would actually be funny, whereas in Revenge of the Fallen, they would say, go tickle his balls, with a laser cannon. So, I mean, or they have a robot humping a leg. To me, that's over-obsessive with bathroom humor. This, I mean, making sound effects with, about the police lieutenant's head up a, horse's ass. That to me was more funny than, the other.
Yeah.
Or like what they do to Mauser in this film. Basically, when he's taking a shower, make it so he super glues his fingers to his face and walks around buck naked through the police station, and they're all laughing their asses off at him as they maze him and, make him look like a moron, which wouldn't be far from it. To some degree, this guy kind of reminds me of a wannabe William Shatner by looks. But, yeah, I digress. Anyhow.
Send all hate mail to Steve at geekcastradio.com, all you Star Trek lovers.
I'm a fan of William Shatner. That's what I, think of when I look at him. It just gives me that kind of weird, I don't know. Anyways.
Thank you for joining us here on M-Wire Movie Week in Review. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each episode post. Join the forums, predaconempire.com/nexus. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. GCRN M-Wire is the show Twitter. Mine is TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter?
SCP-21.
Become a fan on Facebook. Search Geekcast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of M-Wire and wish you'll join us next time when we will be reviewing in the DVD Spotlight Police Academy 3, Back in Training. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Until next time.
And here are the funny scenes from the movie.
Yeah, I'll get to that later.
Hey, little girl.
Daddy?
So you're going to leave Daddy, huh?
Eugene.
Uh-huh. All right, Dagobert. Good grip.
I better check the roast.
Yeah, check the roast, sweetheart. Hey, come on, sit down. Uh-huh. My little girl here tells me that you're into self-defense.
That's quite correct, sir.
Yeah, well, I was in the South Pacific back in '44 in the Seabees.
Daddy was middleweight champion in the Seabees.
Yeah, I used to be pretty good at boxing, but my boy is pretty good, too. He was on the high school championship team. Huh?
Yeah.
But I can still take him, right?
I don't know, Dad. Take it easy, huh?
Come on.
No, I don't think so, Dad.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, you all right there, Dad? You all right?
Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? I'm sorry, kid, huh? It's all right, huh? All right, get off. Good.
That's all right.
Oh, good, huh? That was.
You boys stop that foolishness and come to the table. Dinner's ready. And these two smart at it. They're just a couple of kids.
What do you say? Go have some chow, huh?
Aren't they sweet?
Now, Captain, it's really no better than television.
I wouldn't know. I never watched television.
Personally, I don't even own a television. Hungry, Diane?
For God's sakes, Michael, just take me home.
This squad deploys each day at 1,000 hours. Precisely 1,000 hours. Since you boys and girls are only rookies, you will be assigned a veteran officer who will write up a report. Okay, read the assignments.
Did you hear that?
No, sir.
Oh, Donald, we got ourselves a flat tire. Get out and check your side.
Mine's okay. How's yours?
Fine, sir.
There it goes again.
There's somebody here. Okay, who is that?
Oh, no, Lou. Oh, come on, Lou. No, Lou, don't bite me there. Lou, please, Lou. Lou, no. Lou, please. Lou. Oh, no. Oh, no, Lou. Lou, good dog, Lou. Oh, no. Oh, no, Lou. No, Lou.
All right.
He thinks he's Bruce Lee. You want a bet?
Damn you. Wanna fight, huh? Fight me! Yeah!
Now, Dad, you're being reasonable.
I hate reasonable! 2 minutes, please!
happy.